Playday number 2, the Nations Cup continues, everybody. Germany against Spain, our best of 5. And Towers of Doom kicks things off. The Germans, one of the favorites to make it into the top 4 and get their ticket for the offline event in Berlin in June on the 10th and the 11th, go up against Spain right now. Both of these teams have won on the first Playday. So with the full round robin that we're playing out here, it's going to be super interesting to now see which team is going to get ahead. The Germans moving into this obviously as the favorite. For Spain, it would be really important to win a map or two. If they can win the series, of course, even better. And they annihilated their opponent on the first Playday. But very much looking forward to Playday number 2. There's some absolute bangers in terms of games happening. Sweden, for example, is going to play against France, so it's going to be big. And again, there's links in the description if you guys want to check this out. If you maybe want to travel to Berlin for the offline event, as I said before, it's going to take place on the 10th and 11th of June. We're going to have the entire event hosted at the Experian, which is located directly at the Alexanderplatz, super central in Berlin itself. So if you want to see some venue pictures, for example. I had somebody in chat earlier talking about how they went to the website and they checked out some pictures and also some videos of events that were previously hosted, some of the live streams they did there. And the venue, yeah, it's absolutely great. So if you want to get a bit of a preview of what you can expect, then you can do that. Links are all in the description. And please keep in mind that we also have a crowdfunding going on. And since it's pretty difficult to get offline content in Heroes of the Storm, to also get international content, since we're inviting a team from Asia and also one from North America, any community support is more than welcome. So if you would like us to do more of these things in the future and you want to support those efforts, then check out the link in the description. As I said, there's a crowdfunding going on and any help is heavily appreciated. Now, in our game over here, again, best of 5, we have on the second Playday now Genji as a first pick and Hazu with Blaze. The Germans, they were late today. The Spanish team arrived first and was very punctual, and then we had to wait like 3-4 minutes for the Germans, so they were maybe traveling with the Deutsche Bahn. I don't know, but Angie has called and she's like, well, look guys, I know I'm not in power anymore, but this shit doesn't fly. If you don't get your act together and you arrive on time, then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna kick your ass out. So yeah, the Germans on notice. They got mirrored in for the front line here in Towers of Doom, so the global has already been locked in. Now, kind of important to note also that there was a chance for Germany to actually get the Haga for themselves and decided against it. So they don't have a global now. Anduin could be banned out, by the way, by Spain, because since right now he's technically still up, Genji light bomb engage is a possibility. I think Spain is most likely going to put a stop to that, though. The combo is just so damn strong that normally most teams are trying to get rid of it, unless they're worried about something else. I mean, of course you have Ultralisk against you. One of the reasons why my F is banned out, right? So, yeah, that's one of them. But let's see what we're gonna get now from the Spanish. The Spanish Armada over here. Yeah, here's the Anduin ban. They were crushing it when played in number 1. It was absolutely crazy. Okay, and what's going on for the Lederhosen over on the left side? Team Germany. One of the favorites, again, we have like 3 clear favorites currently in the tournament, France, Sweden and Germany. But upsets can happen. And, of course, there's 4 European teams that make it to the offline event. So there's still a 4th place to fight over as well. Tyrael Rhaegar is in the house. So we get those burst heals. We have the double layer of defense with Blaze and with Tyrael. So also quite nice here. Can get the bunker in and the sanctification. Still waiting for Ultralisk. Gonna bust out that Kerrigan. We'll actually see what exactly his weapon of choice is going to be here. But what's it going to be for Nano and for Druk here? Nano could still go for Hanzo if he wanted to. His Chromie got banned as so often. But he goes for Cassia here on Towers of Doom. We get Stukov as a second support. So Stukov also a bit as a damage dealer, obviously. We've seen that been played in the past by Nick, just to name one additional player that has shown that. But a double support with Cassia. Lucio for the speed, Stukov can slap a little bit, and Ultralisk, on the other hand, he is right now our last pick. And what's it gonna be? Sergeant Hammer! Yeah, time and time again, the Germans and the tanks, you know, like they keep rolling. Towers of Doom, everybody. Map number 1, Germany against Spain. Let's check it out. First map of the best of 5 series here on Playday number 2 of the European Nations Cup qualifier. Game number 1, Germany against Spain. On the left side, Hazorps with Blaze. We got Death Knight on Rhaegar, Dino on Genji, Nick on Tyrael, and Ultralisk with the Panzer. The Germans, they have the tanks rolling once again, but don't worry guys, it's okay, it's okay. They're not led by an Austrian this time. On the right side, Drakia on Lucio for the Spanish Armada. For the Bocadillos, we got Pipinazo on Dehaka, Johan on Murden, Exelom on Stukov, and Nano is playing Cassia. Let's go. Yeah, the first game of the series here. Best of 5, as already mentioned before. Obviously, map score matters a whole lot as well, especially when you're going up against one of the favorites. If you can take a few maps away from them, that would already be a big win. And this is something that Spain is going to try here. But we have seen them with very clean games, not only in the first group stage of the tournament, but also afterwards on the first play day. So, very curious what exactly they can now do against Germany, and if there's maybe a chance for them to not only lock a map win or 2 in, but take the entire series. Now, of course, you have with Dino somebody that can easily roam between lanes. Genji is gonna start doing his work. And in the middle of the map, with the double support that we now have, seems like Muradin and Lucio is trying to wreak some havoc over here. Level 1, we got the Fetid Touch for Stukov. And already trying to provide a couple of lurking arms here, whereas Nick, as you can tell, is going for his more aggressive variation of the Tyrael build that he popularized in the first place when he also went then over and over again into Judgment as his level 1 talent. Sorry, his level 10 talent. That would be kind of fun. Judgment on level 1. Let's go! But we might see that again, obviously. Oh, the lurking arm looking real good over here, but I think he's going to fall eventually after all, and that's indeed the case. Stukov is down, first blood. The Germans, they lose Rhaegar, so 2 supports are gone, but Lucio's still left for the red team. Spain coming back with a vengeance here. I like it. They lose 1 hero, and then they're immediately there to try and take them down a second later. There's a little bit of a difference. Woof, Dehaka. Hello? That should not have happened. But there's a bit of a difference. And that difference is that one team was able to take a pumpkin camp and the other one didn't. So Spain currently has not claimed these pumpkins just yet. The rotational play still continues. And Dino decides he doesn't want to be here. Walks straight into the lurking arm and he's like, ah, no thank you. So yeah, jumps back out, quickly retreats. Blaze is in the meantime busying himself at the top with another camp, and now finally the Spanish team is moving in as well. At level 4 we get the Divine Vigor and we got the Siege Tactics here for Sergeant Hammer. So normal. Ooh, and Dehaka at the top. He's not going to be very happy here for long, because as you can tell, Dino is already saying hello and is trying for the body block here. Dehaka trying to turn it here and was looking for the lick. Couldn't quite get it, but yeah, that would of course been pretty interesting too, if he can turn it around and drag Genji into some of these towers. Didn't quite happen that way. But down at the bottom of the map, it seems like the altar goes over to the red team. So they should actually walk away with, in total, 2 of the early altars, because topside, Genji was interrupting a bit, but there's absolutely no way that you're stealing the opponent's altar in the early game unless you're getting multiple kills. If an A is playing, that might happen. Hashtag never forget, hashtag 40-0. But yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see that happening. So early lead for Spain. They take the 2 altars, as you can see, grab them quickly. And that is pretty decent start for them. I mean, obviously, we're still the early games. Once we have level 10 abilities, things are going to very quickly escalate over here. And the Germans are in the lead with kills. On level 4, we now got the Biotic Armor. Stukov is going to try and slap a little bit more here as this continues. Level 7 in play gives us the Purge Evil. Totem build continues for Rhaegar, and Skullcracker is added to the arsenal of Mirrodin. Always useful. Builds have been slightly adjusted, as mentioned before, with the double support. Spain can obviously be a bit more aggressive with a lot of the builds that they're using here. But let's not forget that Tyrael is also going for a much more damage-focused build here. So Nick wants to still let his assassin instincts take over every now and then. They're trying to control Sergeant Hammer, but it's not going to be easy. Ultralisk, yeah, he's a very experienced tank driver. He's doing a great job here. Auto attack, move. Auto attack, move. Like a boss. A click, and then Tyrael dies. So, nice explosion, though. And that is the end of Mirrodin. So, oh, that leg. The tongue. I don't think that Death Knight is going to die, though. And instead, they're trying for Nano. Dino nearly got a kill here, but did he dive too deep? He didn't. But boy, oh boy, are some of these moves getting close now. So, interesting outcome. Kill for each team. But boy, oh boy, did they start to do some work there. There's multiple heroes that could have fallen in that last encounter on top of what we've seen. And now Cassia gets finally killed and Dino isn't done. Goes in, and with the help of Ultralisk and Sergeant Hammer, they lock in a second kill. Lucio is dead as well. And now we have 2 altars channeled by the blue team. They get the early level 10 entire level lead now. And that allows them to steal the opponent's camp away. And what we, of course, talked about at the beginning of the game has now also played out exactly like that. We have, indeed, Judgment, which can technically now be comboed off with the X-Strike and the Blunt Force gun. So that's an option that you have. Already? Yeah, exactly like that. Tyrael still dies because Rhaegar was griefing on the Ancestral, got a little bit too stingy over here, but they still was able to take down Lucio, and of course with them zoning the opponent's team fully away from the bell tower, this also means that they are claiming the first structure. Now, Blaze has fallen, the entire front line therefore destroyed on the German team, but these kills don't mean anything if Spain is not able to capitalize on them, and right now they just can't. So Ultralisk can maintain control over the bottom bell tower for now. We have everybody else diving into the middle, making sure that they're staying ahead in experience, taking the minions down, and for the red team, the goal is of course to try and retake this. They have to at least try here. But the attack is immediately unfolding again, and Nano is the one to fall. Cassia with 20,000 damage, top damage for the red team, but still having a tough time to really shine in these team fights. So they are losing once again another battle, another hero, and the bell tower control is still firmly in the hands of the blue team. Genji and Sergeant Hammer have not fallen yet, so both of them still in survival mode here. Single altar at the bottom of the map. It is obviously a really bad position for the Spanish team. I mean, there's no way they can access this. So what we're seeing instead is another kill against Lucio. Same play, Judgment and X-Strike. This time 5 shots fired against the red team's core. We're down to 23 points for the Spanish team. And level 13 is looming on the horizon for Germany. The German efficiency is kicking in. Topside, Dehaka also finds himself in trouble. He's not gonna make it, I think. Dehaka popped the essence already. There's some assistance, alright, so they're gonna help him get out. Body blocks went quite as successful. And all of a sudden they're turning it on Hazu. Yeah, Blaze gets Haymaker. These are the Playmaker games that we've been waiting for. And then Stukov just shoves him straight into the wall and the death zone. And that is the end of the German side laner. So, down to the bottom of the map, still hasn't changed. Full control on the bell tower, looking good. We have at the same time also Dehaka still topside, applying some pressure, trying to take at least the wall down and allow them access to the bell tower later on. Whereas at the same time now, they're chasing Dino again. But they gotta be careful over here. Alrighty, so we got the virulent reaction for Stukov. Tyrael is diving around, but without Blaze, they don't really want to make a move for this. You still don't want to fight a 5 versus 4. Talents were also the same at this point already. We got the Thunderstrike. Interesting, more and more damage from Mirrodin. Look at this. We actually have Muradin without the Bronzebeard Rage, despite his choice. Once again, Judgment! And this time they're just getting Dino out of harm's way. So pretty much at this point, they denied the X-Strike, and that allowed them to save the target. So Judgment was used, but no kill. I think this was the third Judgment in the game, and the first time that they didn't get the kill right afterwards. Tyrion is still in the back here. I'm telling you, Nick is just saying, guys, I'm going to play tank, but I want to play a tank that I can also play as an assassin, and then he just goes straight for Tyrion and makes his moves right here. Dino also getting attacked. They're still trying to go for the next kill, but the altar got channeled already, and that's another 5 shots fired against Spain. So now they're down to 18 points on the core. Spain is about to retake that bell tower, though. Dino gets attacked. Everybody else still jumping a little bit back, and the sausages are retreating. Alright. So, Johan's build is really wild. No avatar, no healing static, no Bronzebeard Rage, like nothing. He's just like all damage. He's just all out attack. Has a double support behind him, so don't get me wrong. It's what compensates for quite a bit here, but still surprising. Oh, nice! Good BFG hitting a lot. Now they're trying with the X-Strike for another kill, and it's Stukov that falls. Tyrael saved by Rega, and now Cassia is dead again. And they're really targeting Nano hard. Also, they're getting another kill here. So now it's a triple kill for Germany. And they even try to follow Johan, who is running into the wrong direction. I don't think he's gonna get out. He's trying to wait for the cooldown. Is it gonna jump over? Waits his time, but Dino also has the mobility. They put him into a corner, and then they drop him. So, 12 kills to 5. The favorites are justifying their seeding. We now have 16 on the board for the blue team, and that results in a talent advantage that they can hold for an entire level. Topside Fort has also taken damage, the bell tower. And with Genji's help, guys, they might get it. They might actually get all of this. So even if the red team retakes the bottom of the map, they are still going to trail behind here. And the altars are up, so it's all a matter of timing now. Yeah, channel is happening. That might be game. I mean, technically, they could even end the game here. The bottom bell tower is still under their control. 6 shots fired, 12 shots fired in just a second. They're going to be down to 5 points on the core. And it's all about the bottom altar. If that altar gets channeled by Germany as well, then it's absolutely lights out. Judgment! And the pushback. Well, this time the BFG didn't do as much damage as the previous ones, but there is still the talent advantage for Germany, and they're ruthlessly using it now against the Spanish opponent. So here we go. Once again, another attack. And Germany is looking just a little bit crisper over here. Genji with another kill. Didn't even need the last strike here. So bam, kill number 2. Hazu with the channel. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is game on map number 1. The Germans. They're taking the lead in the best of 5 series here on the second playday of the Nations Cup qualifier. GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Garden of Terror, map number 2. Germany has taken the lead in the best of 5. Spain has chosen Garden of Terror as the map where they want to try and put a point on the board. Obviously, again, the rule still applies that we had the entire tournament so far. A hero that has been played cannot be played again. We don't have any pre-bans or anything like that, but heroes that have already been played cannot be played within the same series. So you don't see the same ones over and over and over again. They also want to make sure that we're not going to see Maiev in this game, because again, Ultralisk is obviously an absolute beast. This is still Garden of Terror, so they're getting rid of Hogger right away. That's also perfect sense. And it seems that Spain really came in with a ban pattern and a plan. They just said right from the start, these two, don't want to play against them. So yeah, let's see. But then again, what's the strategy now? Greymane is still very strong on the map. Any global that you can play is good on Garden of Terror. And of course, heroes that have decent wave clear are also very, very strong. You want to make sure that you have heroes that can go for camp clear. Jaina, when it comes to burst mages, is a really good example. She can burn down minion waves very quickly. You can try and go for a composition that helps you to annihilate opponents quickly, sniper comp, and then she can help you on the camps too. Rhaegar normally would be a good choice here, but he was already played in the last one, and well, that escalated quickly. Big map, so Abathur obviously also gets a fair amount of value, and they immediately went for Samuro together with him. So I've been harping on about this comp during Meta Madness a lot, and I've been talking about it afterwards. It's insanely annoying. It's one of the pure cancer comps that we've seen in the days of HGC even, but yeah, that escalated very quickly. Not only is Samuro a really huge asset with Abathur whenever they engage in team fights, but he also can take structures down very easily, and this is going to be super annoying to deal with. Sonya with the spin to win and the camp clear, the wave clear. We have Sylvanas, so you have some push power there too. But Germany right with the first double pick, going into Samuro and Abathur. If you're Spain, you're just looking at this and you're like, oh god. It's one of those games, even if you win the game, you feel you've lost. You all know the games that I'm talking about. You're playing Storm League, your opponent drafts just some absolute cancer comp, and you're just sitting there, it's just like, oh god, even if we win this one, this is going to be a total disaster. That's what's happening here. It's exactly what's going to happen here. They're just looking at that draft and they're like, I don't even want to know what else they are picking. This is going to be horrible. Karazim gets banned, has a lot of synergy obviously with Abathur. Can also chase you down super easily. But what are the Germans going to do next? How crazy is this going to get? Could still go into Greymane as an additional damage dealer if you want to have a good copy, or even Jaina if you're looking more so on the mage side. Jojo is in, and here is Mephisto. Okay. Mephisto is in the house. How is Spain gonna react to this? Are we gonna get the birdie maybe? Falstad to react to some of these moves, getting the gust in, trying to push Samuro off structures, buy them a little bit of time to feel the defense. Is that going to be one of the players? Oh, what's the thought process here? They need someone that is a bit mobile to react to this. But they're going for Kira and they're going for Mal'Ganis. That Kira pick is a bit of an F for me. So let's see what they can do with that. Kira was one of the worst heroes in Meta Madness. She was only picked a couple of times, even with, I mean, towards the end, 60 heroes banned or something like that. And her win rate was absolutely abysmal. We've seen a couple of decent Kira games, but they are far and few between, so we'll see. Either way, Death Knight, final pick, and it is Anna, the nano-boosted Mephisto. Alright, boys, let's go. Gun of Terror, map number 2, Germany against Spain. Game number 2, it's party time for Germany. Not only do we have the lead in the series, but we also got them with Hazorps on Abathur in this second game. We have Dino on Mephisto right now. Death Knight is playing Anna for the team. And Ultralisk on Samuro with Nick on Johanna. Definitely a little bit of a wild one that we're seeing here, so this is going to be more than a bit interesting, I gotta say. Very excited to see what exactly the Germans can pull off. They're going up against Spain, who's currently fielding Nano and Kira Exelom on Brightwing. We got Johan on Mal'Ganis. And, well, as you can see, it is Pepinas on Sonya and Sylvanas played by Drakir. On level 1 already, the Way of the Wind. And same time for Kira, the maximum effort. Going for the Deadpool build here. But yeah, it's party time, baby. Time to shine and see what Abathur can pull off as the game continues. Germany, as I said before, is the favorite in the series. Spain has done well. They have a lot of ambition coming into the Nations Cup here. We want to make it to the offline event, as to all the teams, obviously, in the top 8 now. Now that we're finally down to top 8. But yeah, it's going to be a wild, wild season until we finally have the 4 teams that are making it to Berlin. So, what else are we going to get? It's honestly, for me, really all about how Samuro is going to be played in the mid and in the late game. How they're going to deal with that. Skull Missile build here right at the start. We also have the first few camps now cleared. Obviously, this is a massive, massive map, and you have the most mercenary camps out of any map in the pool here. So you really want to control those, get some extra pressure against the opponent. And Ultralisk is already getting annoying. With the help of Abathur, he can obviously be a nuisance here. But the entire team is trying to go for a camp, and he is just wasting their time, honestly. He's just sitting there and is wasting as much of their time as he possibly can, while the rest of the team is getting value elsewhere on the map. And then, of course, you also want to get to a point where Abathur has level 10, so if you can delay a little bit in the earlier stages of the game, keep your opponent occupied, that's always a big win, because it allows you to get Abathur to a point where he has his copy, has his heroic ability, and where Samuro is going to, also unleash his power a bit. Sylvanas, she's a little bit of an X-Factor point. She's a really nice pick against Abathur, because early on in the game, Abathur is struggling with helping his team out too much. The problem is simply that you don't have any additional sustainability through him during the fight in regards to like a 5th hit point pool. So obviously you can help out with the symbiote, but it's not quite the same thing as having a 5th hero in the fight at that point. And therefore, if they can put Sylvanas into a really nice spot, maybe with a mercenary camp as they just tried, then there's always a chance that they can use that to break through a couple of structures, maybe take a fort down and take a slight lead here. And they are trying to push. Dino is the first one to fall, so he is the first victim in this game on his Mephisto. So he's already gone. Down to the bottom of the map. Samuro is now going up against Mal'Ganis. Yep. I'm Batman. Batman on a pig. So, Samuro is in the house. Mal'Ganis is just flying around here, trying to put him to sleep a bit. And still, the Sylvanas push is happening up at the top. And I like it. I really like that they're trying to use their draft to their strengths, exploit the weaknesses of the opponent a bit. But can they do it over time? Mirage is now in as well. Still, the help of Abathur. The thing with Abathur is he just doesn't respect the 1v1. Alex, the Pro G, would be very disappointed. Abathur, whenever there's a 1v1 somewhere, he's just lurking in the shadows, waiting for somebody to get a bit low, and then he helps out and turns it into more or less a 2v1. We have him now with the network Carapace on level 7, meaning no mule in the game. And instead, what we're getting is some additional push power on the side lanes thanks to the shield that he can provide to the minion waves. So, very annoying on a big map like this. Very, very annoying. Once the real battles over those seeds are popping up, Abathur can be a real problem on the side lane. There's no real global for Spain. I mean, there's always the argument you have Brightwing, right? But Brightwing is not really a global that helps you to push lanes out and control the side lane. Brightwing is more so of a global that can react to any team fight on the map and then help you out the same way that we saw it right here. So very useful in and of itself, but not quite the same as running the Haka or Falstad to react to lane pressure created by the opponent. Let's just put it like that. Sonya slamming away up at the top, forcing Nick to react to this. Nick now with level 7 and the conviction. And the first seed, by the way, is taken quite late. So this is actually beneficial for the Abathur team. So this is stalled out a bit. As I said before, if you are the Abathur team, you want the objective to be slowed down slightly. We see the same on Cursed Hollow, for example. An Abathur team is absolutely happy to see the first and second tribute to be delayed, because if they're picked very, very quickly by the opponent's team, then the third tribute is going to spawn at a time when Abathur doesn't have level 10 yet, and then you have to fight. Because it's the third one, you don't want to run up against the objective. So the same is true here. If 2 seeds would be taken very quickly by Spain, then Germany would be forced into a battle over the third one, whether or not they have level 10 for Abathur. But in this case, it was delayed by so much that nobody really cares about it right now. So level 10 indeed kicks in a bit quicker for Spain. Brightwing with the blink heal here. And we got Sonya also with the aggressive move on the lead. More damage at the structures. Down at the bottom of the map now. And finally, heroic abilities also for the German team. So now that they got the level 10, there it is. They got the copy. And we get the Consume Souls over the Durance of Hate here. Plus Anna with a little bit more pew pew pew. No nano boost for Mephisto. Now Mephisto's a little bit sad. Mephisto's sitting there like, what is this shit? You wanna have some fun yourself? What is this crap? Where's my nano boost? I need damage. Damage! So much damage! And well, let's get very... Not like this! Oh god. Alright, alright. Okay, okay. We're taking another look at it. We're taking another look at it. Oh! Somebody jumped on the copy there. So first the mid fight and then here. Boom! And that didn't quite work out. So a little bit unfortunate for Sonya. That's the moment when you hope as a player that nobody saw that. Unfortunately, we had the camera right on it. So here we are. Mephisto is gone. We have 3 kills to 0. That means that Spain is actually starting to pull further and further ahead in team fights. I mean, they took the first seed now. Bit late, but still. They've done structural damage at the bottom and at the top lane. So good on the Spaniards. Yeah, the Spanish team is coming in. And they are looking to destroy the first outer structure here. So, yeah. Let's see what they can do. As long as there's only Jojo at the bottom of the map, they should actually have quite a bit of success here. I'm just afraid of what Samuro can do in the mid and late game. Late game more so than anything else. Has gone into the Illusion Master, as you would expect. But at least for now, Spain is doing exactly what they need to do. So they're playing this the way that they're expected to. They're doing a good job here. And they have, of course, with that now the chance to also send a few more camps onto the lane. Maybe use Sylvanas again at the top lane to try and go for the top lane forward. Level 13 as a talent kicks in a little bit sooner for them. And Germany is attempting to react down at the bottom of the map. Moving in now with especially, well, not the camp. They've actually everybody set up here, but they're deciding now slowly move towards the top. And here's Sylvanas, as expected, with the camp. Now trying to make a move for that keep, at least burn the minion wave down, and then set the camp into a good position. So, 20,000 damage for Sonya. We got 19,000 for Samuro. Some damage done, the reaction is forced. Nick comes in, and that allows the red team to go for the objective again. So they immediately move in with several heroes. And then they get interrupted by Ana. So, yeah. That is, of course, one of the reasons why this is a pretty sweet pick for this map in particular. Very annoying. Instead of going for Tyrannid and Owl, we just picked Eye of Horrors, and now it's a lot of pew 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 across the map here. Bit of a push in the middle. So, I gotta say, Spain is doing alright. 3 kills to 0, level lead. They've done well here. Bit of aggression in the middle, but apparently they're not able to get the kill. And as all of this happens, Sonya is down at the bot lane and is taking the first fort down. So generally speaking, Spain is in a solid position. They have good experience, good lane control. They've taken some of the structures down. Sonya actually moving back before she takes the fort down. So the fort is technically still in play at the bottom of the map. Samuro forced her back. Second seed has now been taken too. They are doing alright. Now I'm still a little bit afraid of what happens in the late game, because again, Samuro Abathar is an absolute plague. Those, this time the leap connects, but they can't kill Ultralisk like this. It's just not happening. Instead, blessed shield, and here comes the attack by Germany. Germany trying to come in, get a kill, and maybe even the fort. And as this happens, Sylvanas is at the top and takes the top fort down. So they're splitting their forces once more. They don't lose any of the heroes down at the bottom of the map as the entire German team is moving in. Abathar hasn't used his copy, but they were there in pretty much full force. And now, structurally, the lead has been taken by the team in red. Yeah, Spain doing well. Brightwing with a save on Dracula. Things are looking good for Spain. Late game, once that Abathar is willing to use his copy for Samuro just to take structures down, that's what we're afraid of for the Spanish team. But generally speaking, they're doing alright. They're going to take another fort at the bottom of the map. At the 11-minute mark, we are going to therefore also slowly get catapult pressure in the game itself in favor of the red team. And they're even looking for another kill. Sleeper mode activated, but two can play at that game. Ana just looks at Mal'Ganis and is like, wait a second. You want to put people to sleep? I've been putting people to sleep before you were born, baby. Let's go. But this is another one that they give up. This is, I mean, again, they're interrupting, buying time for Samuro at the top. But if the seat is taken, then it means we're going to get the first objective for the red team. Instead, Blessed Shield at the bottom of the map. Samuro is still taking the fort at the top. And this is exactly what we talked about earlier. Samuro in the mid and late game, he is going to be a disaster. But here comes the Garden Terrors. So, Garden Terror comes in. 16 on both sides. The talent advantage was another advantage for the Spanish team here. And now things get real interesting. Samuro destroyed the top fort, but Spain is trying to get their kills here. Big jump on Ana. Sonia is immediately on Ana, trying to zone her off and forcing her back as the rest of the team is trying to go for the first keep. And of course there's a Garden Terror in the middle of the map too, as you can see on the minimap, who's currently aiming to take down the fort. Escorted the minions in deep, and that fort might fall, whereas the Garden Terror at the top is also starting to move in. They're trying to get the kill, and they do! Nick is dead! Nick is down. It's a 5 versus 4, guys. That keep is gone. The keep is gone. Germany might have miscalculated. Germany might have messed up here. Ultralisk is low, tries to escape, makes it out, but the value is there. And now Spain is thinking about how to play this. Sonia for a second is like, let's go, core. But yeah, not quite. Fort in the middle is getting destroyed. Up at the top, wall at least taking some damage. But I gotta admit that this is looking very, very good now for the Spanish team. Now, of course, they now reset to 0 seeds, but with 4 kills to 0, 1.5 level lead, they are doing more than okay here. Now, can Samuro recover for the blue team? Can he bring this back? That's the big question right now, and there's definitely a chance that he can. But Germany also needs to eventually net themselves a couple of kills, and so far they haven't really come close. I think the best that they did so far was one move against Sylvanas in the middle of the map, and even that didn't really do all that much. We have 13, 14 minutes in the game. Catapults at the bottom of the map are going to be a huge pain for Germany. It's going to be continuous catapult pressure for the team. So there are a lot of problems right now for Germany. And they're getting pinned more and more into their own base. There's the ult. That might be a kill. And it is. There's the double kill. Germany taking down Sylvanas, taking down Kira. Johan rushing away, gets the heal at the last second from Brightwing. And now the chase is on. There is, on the other hand, also this to consider, as Brightwing falls at the top. So you have now not only some Siege Giants doing damage at the top wall on the keep, but also some additional damage done down at the bottom of the map, which eventually will end up at the core. With Abathar having the copy still available, this could be the end of the keep though. Samuro can now come in with the copy and try and take this down. So they are doing their best. It's 16 versus 16 talents. That, of course, helps their cause too. Not making a move there just yet. Catapults down at the bottom. Hazop still trying to defend as best he can. Those Siege Giants have broken through the entire wall. And let's not forget that we have a level 20 now. Any moment for the Spanish Armada, meaning they have the lead in talents at this point. That's getting wild here. It's getting really wild. Choo-choo! She could go Crater, but there's no Chen here. We don't get the washing machine. That one's certain. Brightwing is going for the only type of friends that Brightwing will ever have. The invisible friends right here. We got no Sanctuary and also the Ignore Pain. Those teams are starting to fight for seeds again. It seems like Spen is really still trying to make sure that they're eventually going to get another Garden Terror wave. Ana gets caught this time. They're done with those shenanigans. They're looking at Ana and they're like, Granny, listen, we're tired of this shit. We're absolutely tired of this crap. You're not just going to sit there time and time again and pull off your moves. Nope, we are going to rock your world now. So, Sylvanas is dead. Dino is turning into Die now. He dies, and yep, that's also Samuro with a little bit more action, and apparently they're going to try and go for core. Yeah, 2 heroes down, everybody. They're doing it for core. Keep in mind that Abathur has not picked Mule, so you can actually go for the core. Even if you do not get it, he cannot repair it. So Ana exposing herself, not indecently, but a little bit too much nonetheless, as she was trying to interrupt on the channel, and that allows them to get a kill on the support, and now they're coming in swinging. Obviously, big defense from Samuro currently. The shield on the core is slowly falling. I'm not sure they can pull this one off. It's 10 seconds until Ana is back. Can they kill Nick? And they cannot. But they will damage the core. Can they take it down though? That's the bigger questions. Catapults aren't here yet. 10, 15 seconds for Mephisto! Spain! Vamos! They're coming in, but they're losing Kira, they're losing Brightwing, and they're losing Sonya. And immediately the pew 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 as Ana's trying to get a few kills in. Johan on the run. Sylvanas is up at the top now. Both teams on level 20, but the core of Germany is down to 51%. There's the heal and Ultralisk with the big slaps and hits. More and more damage done now by Samuro. He's going for the structures. We also have the first seed in this game taken for Germany. We are 17.5 minutes in. Big question is, of course, would Spain have been better off to just go for another keep? Would that have been the smart move here? Going for another keep, try and take that, or what should they have done? Samuro is going to be a thorn in their sides for this entire game. Entire time here. And of course, Germany is now getting more and more ground in this game as well, as they're starting to move in for structures, for keeps. But we also have this to consider. There's actually a little bit of a problem. Abathur needs to deal with this very quickly because they're losing way more hit points on their top keep that they're probably going to be comfortable with. Ford at the bottom of the map also gets attacked. Despite the fact that Germany is now ahead in kills, overall, Spain has taken the lead. For how long though? This fort is going to fall eventually. Not going to survive for too long. And Samuro is already getting some damage done. It might come down to another team fight. Might just come down to another final fight between the two teams. As they're now going for the bottom of the map. Ultralisk, of course. Now he is such a pain to deal with. Massive pain. We got him with the 3-blade style. We have the Deadeye. And also the blinded by the light. For Johanna. Yeah, this is getting close now. I like the camp in the middle of the map. Catapults and camp. Brightwing can also assist this a bit, and this is exactly what they're trying to do. It's not bad, actually. They're trying to set this up so that the Siege Giants and the Catapult are going to do the damage here. Here comes the attack, though. Oh, Sylvanas nearly dying. Sylvanas is nearly dead. Mal'Ganis still ripping them apart a bit in the mid lane. Good for him. Pushing them back here so that they can't assist. And the seed is taken. Spain has taken the seed, relieves some pressure, but they lose Kira. Kira is dead once again. 3rd time that she's been eliminated. And Ana with the big pew-pew straight from the backline. Now, they're trying to go for drag here, and Sylvanas is indeed gone. Oh boy, Spain got so close, but now it looks like Germany might just take the lead. Now this is obviously big, and Dino had to move back to deal with it, so despite the fact that Germany is just pushing continuously, there's also some counter pressure that costs them hit points on the top keep and the mid lane keep. But here in the middle, they can unleash Samuro on the opponent. Could even go for the Abathur copy again if they really wanted to, and that's exactly what they're doing, by the way. So we have the copy, and with that, they're now aiming to take down keep number 1 in the mid lane, which doesn't work out for them. Spain is able to deal with it. Spain was able to shut that down. So the defense is still possible, but then they lose Brightwing. Just as Kira is back, Brightwing is gone. What about Sonya? Seems like she can at least get away. No! Has to leap away as Blade Master Ultralisk is making his way towards her. The keep in the middle, it's gonna fall. Keep is gonna fall. Germany, 51% on their core, but they still believe. They want that 2-0 lead. And they want another seed, apparently. So they're moving over, trying to claim the next seed in the game. Things are definitely getting spicy over here. And Samuro is just annoying them wherever he finds himself. So each team has now lost a keep. Germany, a few more kills over the opponent's team. Yeah, and there's still a few camps to be taken. And this is something that Spain has been doing throughout the entire game. And they want a backdoor! But they've already been detected. Germany using their abilities to make sure that they're figuring out exactly where they are. Johan is leading the charge. It's not a dumb idea. It's really not a dumb idea. But the way that it plays out, it's a Hail Mary, obviously. And Brightwing is trying to force a couple of interrupts on the channels. They're not going to be able... Well, maybe? No, I don't think so. But it's so close! 30%! Oh, they're 30%, 29. Johan with more and more, but it's just not going to be enough. Brightwing can't come in here. Sylvanas is trying to get the kill in the middle. 23% on the core. It was well done by Germany. It's easy to fault Spain for this, but going for a backdoor when your opponent scores at 51% is not a stupid idea in the slightest. But Germany, they paid attention. Not only did they have some Abathur mines available that were giving them vision, but they also used the ult of Mephisto for that very reason. So it was incredibly well played by Germany, and they were able, therefore, to stop that. The thought behind it, though, I really like what Spain was thinking here. With 51% on the core, that was definitely something that you can try and do. A couple of interrupt attempts also on the channels for the Hearthstone, but it is another victory for Germany. They take a 2-0 lead in this best of 5 in a really, really wild game on Garden of Terror. Nicely done, GG. Game number 3. Spain was so close. They were so close, but they still lost on Garden of Terror. Nano himself actually spoke in the chat after the game, and he's just like, we had to do something, we can't win the late game. It's what we already talked about right at the beginning of the game. With that early rotation in the draft of Samuro and Abathur, you knew that the late game would eventually go to Germany. So Spain did a great job getting to that position where they could actually backdoor, but then Germany, fully aware of the risk, they figured out where Sylvanas went, they saw with the Abathur mine the rest of the team, they used the ult of Mephisto to sniff it out. At that point, Spain is committed. They gotta do something. Definitely a good plan. I really like it. It's what they should have done. Germany just played it better in that case. But still, very, very good effort by the Spanish team. And you can see why they're one of the favorites to claim, if not the 3rd, then the 4th spot. So it's going to get very interesting as we're progressing through the playdays. I mean, we're only on playday number 1. But it would still be big for Spain to at least win a map here. I mean, a reverse sweep would of course be the dream at this point. But every single map that you can take is great. And reversely for Germany, every single map that they lose would be a bit of a disaster, you could say. Simply because you have still to compete against the other top teams, right? And as I already hinted at a bit earlier today when we started playday number 2, we have this playday. Bit of a banger. We got Sweden against France. That's already interesting. 20 heroes are now not available anymore for drafting in the 3rd game because they were played in the previous 2 maps. And we get finally a hero for Ultralisk. The same ban pattern for Spain still holds true. We have Maiev and Tracer both banned out. And here comes Carrigan and Leoric for Infernal Shrines. Great map, obviously. For Carrigan, for Leo. Very strong and good rotation. Shut up. For the Alliance! Anduin, Urel, and Junkrat are in the house. We got the crybaby again. I want my mommy! Boy, oh boy, oh boy. How can any self-respecting person ever pick Alliance? How is that a thing? I mean, on the one hand you have for the Alliance, and on the other side you have for the Horde. I mean, I know what I'm gonna pick. Not that I play World of Warcraft, but still. Bit of a disgrace, if you ask me. So, Stitches gets banned. Yeah, you have a lot of displacement here with Junkrat. You have the trap that can be used. So after Gorge, there can definitely some sweet follow-ups. Stuns from Anduin too. So, there's a lot there. What are they getting rid of on the other side? What is Nick gonna play? Diablo still up, if I'm not mistaken. Would be a strong one for the German team. Maybe even ban-worthy, but they get rid of Hanzo. As always, a little bit surprising to me when they have Spain ban out Hanzo, because it's normally Nano's go-to, but Nano has not played Hanzo in this series, and now they are the ones getting rid of it. So, yeah. Really interesting. But is Nick now going into a Diablo pick? Is that what we're getting here? With what they have already. I feel like Diablo would be the perfect hero for Nick, even if it doesn't fit a composition, just because he likes to bully people around. So, yeah. Stukov and Chromie. Game 3. And Chromie was denied to Nano multiple times. They now ban Hanzo. And he plays Junkrat. Not a bad hero for him at all, but he's two picks that he's normally known for are Chromie and Hanzo. You get Garrosh and Tychus. So more Odin. Suns out, guns out, baby. Party time. And Nick, what's his pick? What's the pick for Nick? Deathwing! Okay, so there was a little bit of a draft mishap. They drafted Stukov by accident, but Stukov was of course already played in game number 1. So Malfurion instead, they announced it right away in chat. The Deathwing pick towards the end is still true. So the only thing that changes with the draft that you saw is Malfurion over Stukov. Germany, therefore, on the left side with a 2-0 lead is playing Hazops on Leoric, Death Knight on Malfurion, Nick on Deathwing. We have Dino with Chromie and Ultralisk on Kerrigan. On the right side of the map, the Spanish team trying to finally claim victory in one of the maps with Dracula and Tychus. Pepinazo on Urel, Nano on Junkrat, Johan on Garrosh, and Exelom on Anduin. Level 1, the Awesome's renewal for Leoric. On top of that, we got the quarterback for Tychus. Gonna be a grenade build for him. And Kerrigan with the Fury of the Swamp. Yeah, interesting times here. Deathwing Leo at the front line. And that's a proper Deathwing skin. So yeah, kudos to Nick. That's a proper Deathwing skin. Makes him look like an actual dragon instead of an oversized chicken or turkey. So I can absolutely appreciate that in all his glory. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's how a real dragon looks like, Chromie. Take note. Take note. Write it down if you have to. That's a real dragon. Not this fake dragon shit that we have over here. You can name your talents like dragon stuff as much as you want, but that doesn't make you a dragon. Chromie is just absolutely delusional. She's full of hopium and copium. She's never gonna really be a real dragon. Deathwing, that's a real dragon right there. Yeah, see the difference? Both of them next to each other. See the difference? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Big difference. Dragon, no dragon. Dragon, no dragon. Very easy. That little pretender over there. Alright, so at that point we have just camps claimed. Each team has gotten for their own dragon, no dragon. But now that it's all up to down to the bottom camp, let's see who's gonna take it here. Dracula, yeah, Tychus, look at that, that's a man. Comes in and he's just like, let's go. Goes straight up against the dragon. Gets saved by Garrosh, flipped around a little bit, but, well, then Garrosh himself falls. And to add insult to injury, it's not only that he died and was first blood, but he also got his ass moon fired by Malfurion, so that makes matters just worse. So he's already gone. We got level 1, the Molten Blood into the Dragon's Ire. And the Neil Peasants. One of the best talents, honestly. Neil Peasant. I honestly want to see just like one talent that somebody has like that's called I'm Batman with a sound effect. That would be great. We can have it for Mal'Ganis, that works for me. We can have it for Rexa, the man with the mask. I mean, either way. But yeah. Over here, the bigger they are, gonna try and burn them down a little bit with Tychus. Still on the left side, next camp taken. Obviously all around the objective. You want to time your camp properly. Urel, the space goat, hopping around at the front a little bit. And I can't help myself, but dragon? No dragon. Too many people just don't understand this. This isn't the dragon. Look at this shit. Look at this. Oh boy. That is ridiculous. Dragon? No dragon. Look at it. I'm a dragon. Nope. Alright. Enough of that. Urel up at the top. It's about level 7 talents now, but complete control of the shrine from the blue team. The Germans with the early game efficiency as they take the lead with 30 stacks. And they are very likely gonna take... Well, they are gonna take the first one. First Punisher is gonna be taken. Top side, Urel is saying, alright, let's do at least some damage here. And honestly, she's able to take the entire wall down. That's not too shitty. That's pretty good. Question is, how much more can the blue team do? Because they have a frozen Punisher, and that makes it so much easier to take a fort down. So, yeah. Here we are. And I think that fort is gonna fall. Frozen Punishers are just a little bit too powerful in that regard. Deathwing flying in, saying hello. And trying also to make another move for Tychus. Both teams with level 7 talents now. The relentless soldier is in the house. But Germany is off to a good start. They got first blood, they got the lead in experience. And they are not only taking down the bottom fort, but they've also severely damaged the bot lane wall at the keep. Whereas topside, Hazops is now taking a couple of towers down here. So, but again, camps also stolen. The Germans are doing really well here. I mean, really well. Bird Boy is keeping them alive, and they just take camp after camp at this point. So early game belonging to the blue team as they are trying to take this one and claim victory in the best of 5 series. And so far they're doing a great job with it. Nick is zoning. CC doesn't matter to him. He doesn't care, so he's just sitting tight. He's like, yeah, you do whatever you want. I don't give a crap. Leo ghosting around. We still got Kerrigan down at the bottom of the map, trying to get a couple more stacks together for her level 4. And with level 7, it's now the Oppressor for Garrosh, but they take another wall down. The gate is gone. One tower already eliminated. They're making another play with the rest of the team for tower number 2. And that one falls as well. So level 10 is ready. That gives us the Ultralisk for Ultralisk. We got the Slowing Sands and also the Entomb. Kerrigan at the bottom of the map, going up against Johan. And she doesn't care. Kerrigan is the Queen of Blades. If a dirty peasant like Garrosh is all of a sudden trying to get her attention, she doesn't care. No, absolutely not. She instead stuns out Tychus and forces Anduin to react and pull him out. Whereas Malfurion gets another kill with the help of Leoric, drops Junkrat, and they're just sieging up on the fort in the middle of the map. The siege is there, the damage slowly done. And it is getting rough for the... They can't lose this one. Not before the next objective. Simply because then they don't have a fountain anymore where they can fall back and heal some of the heroes out. So thankfully for them, they are able to defend, but poof. We got Decimate in, we got the Light Bomb, and we got Commandeer Odin. So that also the Riptire and the Ardent Defender. Always reminds me of Defenders of the Earth. Does anybody remember the cartoon? It's like really old. One of the cartoons of my childhood. And it had a really cool theme song, I gotta say. Back in the days of like He-Man and everything. But yeah, Defenders of the Earth. It's kind of funny. Alright. Let's go! Deathwing with a big engage! And Anduin, the pull-out king, once again! Saving a target with 18 hit points! And then the kill against Kerrigan. That was sexy. Those were some sexy plays, I gotta say. Me likey. Yeah, let's have another look at this one. So, check this out. First, 18 hit points. Gets pulled out, bam! They engage, the flip, and even with the light bomb being used, I mean, I'm not quite sure if they even needed that. They get the kill and they take him down. That was the first one for them in this game. Nicely done. A lot of that initiated by Anduin. So, yeah. I mean, honestly, Anduin, not really somebody that you want to have next to you in an actual fight, but when it comes to running away, he is master to none. He is very, very good at employing the French defense. So if you're trying to get out of a fight, if you're just trying to run away, he's your boy. Pulls you out last second, level 16. Gets spiced up a little bit more. And 16 is pretty much just on roids. That's what's happening there. Gets a double pull and has quick feet and just like runs away. The fake dragon down here also trying to run away. You know what a real dragon would do? You know what? Fly away! Just say like bye-bye and fly away. Chromie? Nope. Nope. Waddles away slowly and pretty sadly. Yeah, Nanu, you gotta be a little bit careful here. Deathwing! You see? Real dragon. Real dragon, and immediately shit gets real. Talking about things getting real, they got a little bit too real for Urel, who died. So Space Goat is down. And Anduin is also dead. Didn't run fast enough. Yeah, that hurt. Level 13 talent advantage didn't help either. So now we got 25,000 damage for Junkrat, 23,000 for Chromie. And I guess we're gonna see another major structure taken down here. Yeah, another fort about to fall. Spain got so close to destroy the fort in the mid lane, so the Germans, they were able to hold on to it. But now they're taking another structure of the Spanish team. And it's getting a bit rough. I mean, honestly, if you are Spain and you just want to taunt Germany a little bit, you can like... You always have a couple of options, right? You guys might win the game, but you got shit weather in your country. That's always a good one. So... Which I can confirm, by the way. Spanish summer is pretty awesome. 4 kills to 1, level 15. The gap in experience gets widened, but... Here come the kills! And we get 2 of them! Chromie dead, and bye-bye Malfurion. Kerrigan, though, she's able to drop Garrosh. Ultralisk drops the Ultralisk, and that allows them to get a kill against the front line. That fort will still get destroyed. And here's the Chrysalis, and I don't know, Leo's on his way, but Ultralisk might not make it. Misses the combo, and tries to get out, but nope, Urel has had enough. Urel jumps in and puts an end to it. Now they're going for Hazorps. Does he have to activate the trait? Yes, he does. Trait activated. And that allows them to close this gap in experience pretty significantly, honestly. So 5 kills to 5. They're nearly level 16. They destroy a second fort, and all of a sudden we're even in structures. More or less. Yes, Germany is still a little bit ahead thanks to taking down a wall or two. But Spain is all of a sudden playing. Odin gets popped. Double pull is now available with the Glyph of Faith. Odin getting used this early means, on the other hand, that they're not gonna have the ult up for the fight on the shrine. Unless they are not really interested in fighting this out, I'm gonna give it up. So, not so sure about Drak here going for the ult there. Maybe they didn't properly time the objective and didn't realize that it was about to spawn, but that didn't give them a whole lot of value. They didn't even destroy the wall, and now he is on a minute cooldown, so bit tricky. Could be tricky at least. Oh, the Entomb! Oh, nice! Nice Entomb, good jump. Anduin dead, Scarosh dead, yeah, and that very quickly put a nail into the coffin of the Spanish ambition here for the next objective. So they might lose another one. One combo after another. Urel still able to get the ult out, so good for her. On the run, trying to get away. And not gonna make it. I mean, you can't hide in that bush forever. There's a very ambitious Hearth. Nearly got it. And she gets out! Good shit! Urel, damn! The escape artist. But, of course, up at the top, bit of a different story. Nano is trying to get away. 36! They have 36 minions. Urel moving in from the top. All they need is 4. Yeah, all they need is another 4, another 3. that is the end of Urel. Riptire gets shut down, so that doesn't work either. Now we got Odin. He's trying to get in range. They use the Entomb just to keep him at bay. They are 3 minions short. 3! And they just can't take it. A couple are being fired, and it's still 3. They're gonna lose this one. This is insane. Germany controls the space so well. Now they take Tychus down. Desperate attempt. Dino is alive and is, yeah, finally getting killed. Okay. But the blue team takes the Punisher. That's just nasty. That is just nasty. They actually made it. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Another attack is already coming. So, yep, now they're coming through for another move up at the top in an attempt to take the next one down, the next wall. But boy, oh boy. I can't believe that they actually lost out on this one. Urel moving in could have made the difference, but she got killed too quickly, didn't have her ult available anymore. Now they gotta defend up at the top, and keep in mind that at the bottom of the map you also have a very, very big minion wave with catapults pushing for the second keep, and the wall has already been destroyed earlier. That bottom keep is in real trouble, so Germany could walk away with 2 keeps already right here. Very likely what's gonna happen. Yeah, 1 keep down, and just look at this one. This one is not looking too good either. So they could rotate maybe down and try and claim it. We're not quite there. But yeah, it's a big problem for Spain. Core got attacked too. Didn't really get scratched. But yeah. Deathwing hasn't died yet. Nick has not died. Same time though. Chromie going for camp. Leo going for camp. Everybody trying to establish more and more map control for the boys in blue. And here we are. Oof. Spain needs 20. They don't have level 20 talents. That's their biggest problem. We already got the Buried Alive for Germany, which is of course a game changer. Or at least can be. And now in the middle they are aiming for another keep. They're just sieging up on the opponent's team, and they should. I mean, again, they got Storm talents already. They got level 20. There's an entire level that Spain has to bridge before they can rely on even talents in team fights. So this is the moment where Germany can be super aggressive, and Spain just has to let it happen. They don't want to engage against this. Deathwing flies in, space created, keep destroyed, and now the question whether or not they're going for the bottom keep or just straight up attack the core. And it seems like they're going for the core here. And Carrigan waiting in the wings for anybody on the red team to engage. That Ultralisk can try and unleash a combo on them and lock them down here. But it is getting tougher and tougher for the Spanish Armada. Germany is trying to sink it. And so far they're doing well. Shield nearly gone. Core is about to take damage. And yep, already did. So they're still desperately trying to play patiently until they have Storm talents. There's also a little bit of a push going on up at the top. This is going to do some work with the catapult, but the wall is still intact, so it's not going to attack the keep right away. Level 20, it's so close, but they're down to 77% on the core already. And Germany is just continuing the barrage with Deathwing and with Chromie. The real dragon and the fake dragon doing the work here. Riptire, quick flip, they're trying to go for Hazu, level 20 is in, and the big red button gets popped immediately. Light bomb upgraded into the inner fire. Urel with the last second ult over here, 57% on the core. I've seen something similar in the last game. Yeah, something like that has happened. Buried alive, but the only one that gets buried is Leo. Well, and Carrigan. Anduin died too, but that's a 2-for-1 trade for Spain. They're going to take that any day of the week. Nice. Is that the moment where Spain makes their comeback? Urel still has to be careful. Trying to go for Nick here. Another jump, another move, and Nick is low. Deathwing is in trouble. It's a 4 versus 3 right now. Maybe the opportunity that Spain has been waiting for. Objective is spawning, and that is a frozen Punisher that can be claimed. No chance for Germany to take this one. At least not if Spain is really focused on the objective. Now Leo is going to be back a little bit sooner, but until then we should have a big lead for them. Down to the bottom of the map, Tychus, the Renegade, doing the work, taking the catapult down. That's up at the top. Johan, no! Not like this. No. Leo came back. They get forced into a shitty fight. They might still win the objective, but now the impact that they're going to have with it is going to be severely reduced. 37 stacks for them. And they're losing position on the point once again. Nano is dead. They have to get this one. Somebody, for the love of God, there it is. Urel is dead too. They lost everybody with the exception of Tychus and Anduin. Double pull is already there. Excellent. I told you, when you're running away, Anduin is awesome. Anduin keeping them alive. But here comes Kerrigan. Light bomb trying to save at least Drak here. But Kerrigan shows no mercy. Kerrigan with the combo, with the Ultralist. That is the end. 15 kills to 8. Yeah, this is gonna spell doom for Spain in this series. The Punisher in the middle is gonna do some work, but it's just definitely not gonna be enough to win them the game here. So, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-0 victory for Germany over Spain as the German team takes their second match win on the second playday. GG and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.